I was married for 33 years and I had one son. My husband suddenly fell ill. They did a scan and there was a bomb waiting. It was a very large, centrally placed tumor. So go biopsy, came back, he's got a glioblastoma, multiform, very aggressive tumor. And then the surgeon came to see. He said, I need to talk to you. He says the best case scenario will be 2 years. Worst case scenario, maybe 3 months. Then he was there in the hospital for a week. On one Saturday, I got a call, can you come now? Your husband coded. So I went, but they were trying to do CPR. The specialist turned around and looked at me. Sister, what do you want me to do? I said, stop, because I know the prognosis. I know he wasn't going to make it. And we are just bruising him. My son was devastated. That was 2018, 29 September. 2019, my son started college. And he was already on depression medication before that. And the depression became worse. He really wasn't doing well. He had gained so much weight. He was smoking. He came to my room on the Wednesday. He was crying and he wanted to tell me a story. And the story is about a very sad little boy. And when he finished, he says, you know, that sad little boy is me. Then he was crying very uncontrollably until about midnight. Then Michael said he wants to go to sleep. He was hiccuping a lot, you know. So I sent him to bed. He was snoring. He was lying in a certain position. I off the light, I closed the door, I went to bed. I got up in the morning around 8 something. So I went to check in on Michael. Michael wasn't breathing. Michael had stopped breathing in the night. I tried to wake him up. Of course, he wasn't waking up. That was on the 10th of December 2020. He passed away. I got the post-mortem report in May. At first, I thought he might have taken something. But according to the report, because of his history of depression and hypertension, severely obese, smoker, with all those things concluded, they suspect he had a sudden cardiac death. So that was when I really felt like nothing to look forward to. Losing my husband and my son is losing my whole family. But attending the Grief Walk program helped me to understand that the people we have in our lives are gifts from God. And God never said that they're with us forever. But what's more important is how we treated them when they are with us, to value them, to love them, to care for them. Also, during the Grief Walk program, I realized to never belittle others' pain. I never belittled Michael's pain when he said, I'm only 18, my dad passed away. It's not fair. And instead of sympathizing with him, I said, well, darling, you know, you were blessed to have your dad with you for 18 years. But I was wrong, because when I was attending the Grief Walk program, in there was one man who was in his 40s, who was crying his eyes out because his father died. And he said, you think you have time, but you never know how much time, you know. So all this grief journey in a way has made me look at people who are grieving in a different light. Grief is with you all your life. So each time it comes, I have to confront it. I can ask God why. I may not get an answer, but I think He knows, because He gave up His son and watched His son die, and He knows what that pain feels like. So He understands. God understands emotions, but God has a purpose. and a plan for each one of us. So I know that life will have hot, painful journeys, but He's there. I know He's with me.